Hello, this week's episode of Weekend Wrap Up's going to be a bit different. It's called Caylee's Tea Corner, and I'm joined by my co-host, Caylee.
Hey guys.
We're going to pretty much discuss sort of the big story this week, and this one's actually pretty big. Christopher Barrett, which you probably won't recognise the name, but you'll definitely recognise the game he co-created, and that's Destiny. Last year got fired in 2024 by Sony. He filed in December for a wrongful dismissal. Just recently, like 2 days ago, Sony has released why they fired him, and it's pretty big. They pretty much released text documents of his what would you say the word is?
Like text conversations. The tea's hot today, guys.
No, what the content, like sexually explicit?
Yeah, sort of sexually explicit, like sexual harassment.
Yeah, that would be the way to put it. So, according to a Sony representative, he targeted lower-level female employees that he didn't work with directly. I'm assuming he did that as a way he thought he could get around being fired by saying he didn't have any influence over them, which is not true when you're the creator of a major franchise of your company. Also, the women in these documents are just referred to as victim and a number. There's 9 in total.
Ick.
Some examples. For instance, Barrett told victim 3, "I hope your boyfriend doesn't mind I text you a lot. I just worry, like I really enjoy texting you and talking. I don't want him to get the right idea." Later in the conversation, when victim 3 told him she was busy, he just stated, "I want your attention. It's so annoying."
Here's another example. Just 3 weeks into victim 5, starting at Bungie, Barrett called her late the evening while drunk and told her intimate details about his personal life and asked her who she was dating, what her type was. Ugh. He sent her personal Instagram follow requests to connect that night, which she did not accept, which is understandable.
It got denied.
Yeah, he got denied.
In response to Sony releasing these text messages, Barrett's lawyers, they made a statement saying Sony continues to disingenuously cherry-pick text messages and alleged conversations and make unsupported, conclusory statements to defame Christopher and justify terminating him to avoid paying him what he was owed under his employment agreement. It is telling that Sony does not include the full text messages as exhibits of the full content of these conversations, and nothing in Sony's response provides a legitimate legal or factual basis to terminate Christopher for cause. Christopher is confident that when all the evidence is presented, it will be clear that Sony engaged in a scheme to strip him of his role and the equity awards he earned for his 25 years of loyal service to the company. Now, this is pretty much over. He is meant to have been given $45.4 million, which is the rest of his contract when he got fired, and Sony withheld this. Now, while that's a lot of money, for a company like Sony, they're worth billions. So I find it a little bit odd that they would go through all this legal trouble and then risk still having to pay him out if this wasn't true, because 45 million to Sony really isn't that much. They bought Bungie for 4 billion. They could just pay him out if they really wanted to.
Another sort of example of how Barrett's lawyers are trying to defend him is a very senior Bungie executive texted Barrett about other sexual suggestive material that included lewd photography, texts about his sex life, and including descriptions about particular sex acts, and texts concerning the appearance of women working at Bungie. Now, it's alleged that Bungie knew about it, but it could have been before PlayStation brought them or not, but we're not really sure.
Bungie also maintained an email channel that shared lewd and semi-pornographic content to the entire studio, with images being occasionally shared on the projector at studio events. Now, this could have been concept art, any other sort of development resources they might have been working on for particular games. As it specifically just says lewd and semi-pornographic, you could, but concept artists might have been making that for a game, because it'd be very weird to share that at studio events on a projector if it wasn't related to a game. You normally wouldn't see us from a big studio to release private texts from a studio, not even executive. He was a creator, a co-creator of Destiny and the creator of Marathon. Like, he held a pretty high role. It does seem, from what limited view we have, and again,
it's alleged,
technically innocent till proven guilty, although it's not looking good for Barrett, shall we say.
Yeah.
Barrett's lawyers have also made statements to different publishing medias like GameFile, saying again that all these things are cherry picked, it's disingenuous. I'll have a pinned comment updating the story if anything else comes about it. or if the update's big enough to justify a follow-up video, I'll also link to that in a pinned comment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this new type of style when it's a slow week, let me know. I could maybe turn this into a second video that goes up each week alongside weekly wrap-ups. But for now, this was just a one-off because this week for gaming news is pretty slow.
Thanks for coming to tea time.
Like and subscribe. See ya.
Bye.